right. Yeah. Well, let's get in some front page news. Now, I don't know if you guys do your brackets for the NCAA tournament. I don't. Charlamagne, do you?
No, I used to, but no.
Tamar, do you do? Mm-mm. No? All right. Well, I don't know if you care, but yesterday, Maryland beat West Virginia. Furman beat Virginia. Missouri beat Utah. Kansas beat Howard. I thought Howard University would make it to the second round. I was hoping, but they didn't. Alabama beat Texas A&M. San Diego beat Charleston. Princeton beat Arizona. Arkansas beat Illinois. Let me see who else is there. I know Duke won last night. Shout out to Rick. Shout out to the whole Newark. They beat Oral 74-51. Texas beat Colgate. I'm trying to see any upsets that you guys would care about. UCLA won. Houston won. Tennessee won. All right. Now, Tez, good morning, Tez.
Teslin Figaro, the Hood Whisperer.
Good morning, family.
Fresh off her award last night.
That's right.
That UCLA student law gave you.
Yes, sir. It is 3 a.m. on the West Coast. Shout out to me.
Okay. Well, let's talk about Honda. Seems like Honda's recalling 500,000 vehicles.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. They are recalling 500,000 vehicles in the U.S. and Canada because the front seat belts are not latching properly. The recall covers some of the automaker's top-selling models, such as the CR-V, the Accord, the Odyssey, the Insight, the Acura. But I do want people to go look up the actual year because it doesn't apply to every year that the Accord was made. But definitely look into that and see if your car is on that list. Now, the problem with the DJ Envy is the coating on the seat belt is starting to deteriorate over time, and it is causing the buckle to not be able to latch. Now, they said so far there has not been any injuries, but again, if you drive a Honda, look into it immediately. And I thought as I was digging into this, Honda also had some recalls in 2020, 2021. So they just been getting a recall on. But if you're thinking, damn, Honda, get it together because you're constantly having problems, I wanted everybody to know that the top vehicle that was recalled in 2022 was a Ford. So definitely look into that and make sure you are driving safe while you're listening to the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Honda is
that little plug?
We did. The Honda is the most reliable, loyal car ever. Okay, if people were like Hondas, we'd all have day ones. I had a Civic and an Accord growing up.
I had an Accord, 1986 with the flip-up lights.
Come on now. I had a red Honda Civic hatchback.
Cloth interior, roll-up windows.
Now. That's the car I shot it in. The Honda Accord was the one I shot it in.
See, you go too far.
Y'all was balling back then.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That was hand-me-down from my mama.
Yeah, that was my mama's car. That was my mama's car.
Love Honda, yeah.
Now let's talk about Silicon Valley Bank. What's going on with them?
Yeah, well, so earlier this week, we talked about, like everybody else in the world, we were talking about the bank failure. And I wanted to talk about this just so we could see how it hits home. A lot of times when we're talking about these stories, we don't understand how it affects Black folks and Black business. So on Wednesday, members of the Atlanta Black business community got together on Zoom, had a meeting, and they're trying to figure out how to determine a path forward to fill in the gap from Silicon Valley Bank. During the meeting, it was noted that Silicon Valley Bank did have a warm embrace to regional Black businesses, and they know that they are going to miss having that access of discounted tech tools, valuable introductions, and research funding. One of the members said that when the bank collapsed, they were out trying to impress a prospective client, and the card was declined. I'm sure we've all been there before.
When I was in the Honda.
That's right. So now that the bank is under federal management and seeking a buyer, they are concerned of broader industry pullback because as it stands now, venture capital has dropped for Black businesses by 45%, marking it the biggest annual decrease for the group in over a decade, which that's not going to look too good on this administration. So we got to figure that out. But their main concern, Charlamagne, is that this is going to affect banks everywhere and how they give money to Black businesses, because as we talked about on Monday, conservatives are pushing the narrative that the reason why the bank collapsed is because they were too woke and had too many diversity programs. So we want to keep an eye on this and see how this goes.
All right.
Yikes.
Well, thank you, Tez, for checking in.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next hour.
Peace.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up right now. 800-585-1051. I got to get something off my chest when we come back as well, too. All right. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got our co-host Tamar Braxton here today.
Happy birthday, Tamar.
Her single is out today, and it's her birthday.
Hey.
And she's engaged.
And she's engaged. But let's get in some front page news. We have Teslin Figaro back with us. Good morning, Tez.
Good morning.
Now, where do you want to start, Tez? You want to go right into the BS or the BS? Where you want to start?
Let's start with the BS first.
All right, well.
With 400 years.
MC Lyte was talking prenups. What's going on with MC Lyte?
Yes, well, I wanted to bring this back up since we have Miss Tamar in the building, because last week, for those who are listening, you remember when Tamar was talking about finances, the finance and the romance. Remember, you said, I want to know what the brother's working with. And so I thought this was a great story to bring up, and congratulations on your engagement, by the way. But MC Lyte is saying in the aftermath of her divorce that she is recommending more people, especially those in the Black community, get a prenup. So people are saying, you know, should they follow the rapper's advice? And so I wanted to kind of dig deeper and found out that a Harris poll from last year said that 15% of Americans are signing a prenup, just up 3% since 2010. And more millennials and more women are asking for prenups as well. So I wanted to throw that out there to you, Tamar. And for the listeners, are more women asking for prenups now? Is it still a thing, or has it kind of went away?
I don't know about women. I just think people in general, I think people have become, you know, more financially literate. And at the end of the day, it's like the love and the finance part of it have nothing to do with each other. Right. And you have to protect yourself. So, yeah, I mean, I would recommend it. I just think it's like alleviates problems in the end.
Yeah, I thank God I met my wife at 16 because I ain't have nothing.
Right?
There was nothing to split. I had some Jolly Ranchers and that 1986 Honda Accord. That's all I had at that time.
And the reality is, you know, me and my wife been together 25 years. So there's nothing I got that she didn't help me build.
That's right.
Thanks.
She deserve a little bit more than half all the hell I done put.
Absolutely. Hell, I gave you.
If you meet somebody right now,
80,
you
20.
better get you a prenup.
Oh, please.
Right.
I wouldn't do what? I
You
do all kind of
wouldn't?
nups. Hell yeah.
Oh,
I have
that's
every
right.
nuck if you buck, nuck if you buck, all kind of nuts.
People change when they're angry. You know, when you breaking up, people act funny. People,
Absolutely.
Yeah, they become new people.
If I met somebody new now, it'd be whatever I came in with, I'm leaving with. Whatever you came in with, you leaving with.
Hello.
That's it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, because I wouldn't even put it in my name. It would be I would put everything in the trust in my kid's name.
Absolutely.
And I pay myself $1. Yeah, you want half this dollar? That's all you get.
You can take this Curtis Jackson. You can take this
That's
50
50
Cent.
cent. Now let's talk about this. I seen this case yesterday, and we were talking about it. A man got 400 years in prison, and he was wrongfully convicted.
Yeah, this is one of those bittersweet stories, you know, where you're excited that he got out, but then pissed off that he got locked up in the first place. So Sidney Holmes served more than 34 years of a 400-year sentence for an armed robbery and was released from a Florida jail last week. I do want people to take time, because we don't have enough time to go into actually what happened, but I do want to encourage folks to actually listen to it, because it was a case of mistaken identity about him being in a Cutlass in 1989. And for those of us who are old enough to remember, who didn't drive a Cutlass in the 90s. So that was it was really interesting how they misidentified his car as being the getaway driver. So that's what got him locked up. And so now they went back and reopened the case, thanks to the Innocent Project of Florida, and was able to determine that it was a case of mistaken identity. In fact, the first time when they tried to point him out in a lineup, they said that it wasn't him. And I believe they got him on the second time. Wow. So these are these cases where mistaken identity, there's also a great documentary about that on Netflix, where you can look at mistaken identity and how it has locked up so many people just by pointing the finger at the wrong guy. And there's three things that I want people to know about this story. Number one, the Innocent Project of Florida. I encourage you all to look into that, and to look into the National Innocent Project that was founded by Barry Scheck and Peter Neufeld. Many of you may remember him from both of them from the O.J. Simpson trial. They started this Innocent Project in 1992, actually before the O.J. trial, which is why they were picked for the O.J. trial. So they have a wonderful organization that helps people, determine if they're innocent or not. And the third thing I want people to remember is state attorneys matter. Charlamagne, I talked about that a lot. There were over 30 state attorney races last year, and I don't think it was loud enough. So I want to give a shout out to this state attorney, Harold prior. He was elected in 2020, and he was the first Black state attorney in Brevard County and the first Black man to be elected state attorney in Florida. So I always say local elections matter, state elections matter. And because of this state attorney, he was the one that decided to open back up the case, and now this brother's free.
I agree with all that. I just don't understand how somebody gets 400 years.
Man, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, damn.
And nobody died. It wasn't murder. It was just armed robbery.
Right.
And
Wow.
400 years.
It's
That
almost
is
like
wild.
the judge knows something you don't know.
Yeah.
You're going to die. You're going to come back. You're going to do this time again. Like,
Damn.
what the hell?
400 years.
I'll be like, Judge, stop playing with me. Just say forever.
But I'm sure that the family, and he's going to be suing the county or suing the
Oh,
state to
you
get some
better
money.
believe it. you better believe that's an automatic. So yeah, and when you sue for these types of things, you have to account for the 34 years of the time that they've missed. You know, the opportunities that they've had. And the article was talking about, oh yeah, we're going to help them get job placement. No, baby, you're going to be the job.
That's
The
right.
state is about to pay him
I want
quite
no
well.
damn job.
That's right.
I want a big ass lump sum check.
That's right.
Absolutely.
How do you mean job?
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Thank you, Tez. You have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend, Tez.
and
Tell them where to
where
follow you,
find you,
Tez.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Teslyn Figaro, Tezlyn Figaro, Figaro. And thank you so much, guys, for letting me hang out with you this week, and to all the Breakfast Club family. It has been fun.
Why you
That's
said
right.
this week? Like, you're not coming back?
Yeah.
That's it? It's a
I'm
wrap?
coming back. I just wanted to say that, to be
Okay.
humble.
I mean, if you're
I'm
available,
pulling up on y'all again.
if you're available next week, you know, it ain't nothing but a Zoom away.
Absolutely.
Hey, ain't nothing but a Zoom away. I'm here. And thank you, Miss Tamar. And happy birthday,
Thank
sweetheart.
you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
It's
Make
the
sure-
Breakfast Club. Good morning.
That's right.
Wake that ass up
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.